Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Dr. Lucien and I are excited to present today, as this will be our first time presenting together and my first time presenting since I graduated my DNP in May. Before we get started, this topic had nothing to do with our DNP projects. This is actually an initiative that we started within our nonprofit back in Sacramento, California. And it was an initiative that took place from our current president, Cherie Kreiner. So let's get started. My name is DaJanae Gresham-Ryder, and I am now a recent full-time assistant professor as well, too.
Good morning, and I am Darreis Lucien. I am also a DNP. I teach nursing at Sacramento Community College in the RN program, the senior semester. I am also the assistant director there. I am also a CCBNA member and second vice president. So we have no disclosures. So we just jump right into it. We would like to kind of just start with giving you an idea of the purpose and the theory behind the project that we did. So I think everybody here knows that minority students have the highest attrition rates and the lowest acceptance rates in nursing school. We all know that, particularly with our Black students. We are thinking that literature shows that is due to financial issues, academic support, mentorship, and various other reasons that we have these rates. So our organization, Capital City Black Nurses Association, you hear us say CCBNA, have tried to do something about that, and we set up a boot camp, a student success boot camp. In that boot camp, we started with the foundation of a theorist. Let's see, I should probably move this forward. We started with a theory by Patricia Brenner in 1984, who shows us that, education and clinical practice are very significant, and that the student grows in those areas based on experience, based on relationships, based on knowledge. So we used that type of model, knowing that we were going to get all levels of students in our boot camp. Not only were we going to have pre-nursing students, but we were going to have students that are in LVNs. We have students from ADN to BSN students. And so all of that, we would be working with students at various levels. So this model was the best, and I just kind of used the little trees there to show you growth and maturity. The steps of the model, I think a lot of us know. Brenner is starting with the novice, the person that doesn't have any understanding of nursing skills and what we do, and just starting to give knowledge and building there.
So for our Student Success Bootcamp, we actually use methods that consisted of providing a post-test resume and interview workshop and panel discussions, and also an interactive Q&A. You would see back in 2023 for our inaugural boot camp, we had 60 registered nursing students. We had a panel discussion. We also partnered with sponsors as we transition to this year's 2024 Student Success Boot Camp. We actually were able to bring in a keynote speaker. We partnered with sponsors, and we were able to pair some of our recruiters and managers with our students so they would have an idea of what it's like when they do get that new job, or experience on how to sell themselves on why they should be hired for that position. As we move forward to our second annual student boot camp, these were some of the results that we received as far as people saying they enjoyed our feedback. They said that the time was beneficial and they are looking forward to come back. We had an opportunity to incorporate a fast-track interview process where we had about 10 students with one manager, and at that time, we would give them a chance to do their elevator speech. We realized going forward, we are planning to put now 5 students with one manager, so that student can get more quality time with that manager one-on-one.
So as a part of the conclusion of our program, Well, first I should go back to the actual program itself. On that particular day, we did that in February. We had, how many students came out to that on our survey?
We had about 60 students, and an account take that where we changed the location within 24 hours, and all of our students still showed up to our new location.
And DaJanae did all our stats for us, so that's why I'm asking her. On that day, we have a guest speaker that was talking about nursing and the climate of nursing globally, and we thought that was really good, and the students all really liked that. We also did we did resume talks. How do you build your resume to stand out? How do you dress? We had a different speaker talking about interviewing skills. How do you dress when you're going for a interview? And you truly need to teach that today. You truly need to teach them how to do resumes that make them stand out. So we'll be doing a lot more of that with them. And then just sitting down and mentoring one-on-one with a nurse, asking questions, free to ask your questions to people of color, people that have been through what you have been through. We did a lot of that. And then, of course, we offered lunch. Always food brings everybody together and makes them a little bit more relaxed. So it was a really, really good turnout, and students are eager to come back and growing.
I wanted to add, as we move forward into our third annual Success Bootcamp, as a chapter and as the first vice president, we are going to do a better job at collecting data as far as following our students from leaving our boot camp. So we would incorporate a pre-test, an immediate, a post-test, and see if they pass their NCLEX on their first try, whether or not. That content we will take, then create our fourth annual boot camp, and to build around that on how can we help them pass on their first try. We recently just got approval from one of our sponsors that we will be implementing the NCLEX day. So we will have a 2-day session for our Student Success Boot Camp in March of 2025.
And then with that, I think that's what we have. Do you entertain questions?
Have references, and then we also, like I said at the beginning, I want to acknowledge Cherie Kreiner, our current president, who came up with this initiative. Funny, she gave me the opportunity to take over it, and it's just grown ever since, obviously, with her help and my chapter's help. Also, our historian up there, Aaron King, he's always a great guy to get ideas from. We also, without this, our sponsors, we have Grand Canyon, WGU, Sierra Donor Services, and PostCheck. Thank you.